Hi, this is Kim Eierman from EcoBeneficial, bringing you more useful gardening tips to improve our environment. I'm at the Earth Tones Native Plant Nursery in Woodbury, Connecticut, where ecology matters just as much as plant aesthetics. And I'll be talking to the co-owners, Kyle and Lisa Turoczi, about what they do here that's so special. Kyle, we're in front of one of my favorite things, a bog garden. And if anybody thinks they can't have a bog garden at home, they're wrong, because this is a 10 by 12 foot bog. And you're a bit of a specialist in this. Tell us about your bog and your experience with bogs.
I did a summer session at Cranberry Lake, Environmental Science and Forestry's biological station in the Adirondacks, and I did some study on pitcher plant, Sarracenia purpurea. And this is the flower. It's in flower now. Most people don't get to see this, so I love to show it off. This is our only pitcher plant in New England. It goes up to zone 2. So the Carolinas and the South have a lot of different shaped ones. These are ours. But it is a carnivorous plant, and I have another carnivorous plant in here, which is the sundew. Very small plant, but this is an active carnivorous plant, which actually, similar to the Venus flytrap, closes up on the insect and dissolves it to help supplement its nutrients. Now, one of our first dates, I took Lisa to a floating mat bog in New York.
Sounds very romantic, Kyle.
Oh, for us it was, but it's an environment I love, and when I found that we did have these habitats in Connecticut, it was a perfect opportunity. And this is all based on an ambitrophic bog, meaning rain-fed. So
As opposed to spring-fed.
As opposed to spring-fed. They're very acidic, low pH conditions in these typically. And this has been built as my seed source. So we'll take seeds out of here and then make them available for our clients. But it's easier to grow it in here than in a pot. They don't like to be pot bound. And
That's beautiful. That's Rexia?
Rexia, yes, and it's a pretty wet soil spot. It's not bog specific, so if you have a wetland area, a little open lower area near a pond, a beautiful plant that can enhance any pond edge.
So Kyle, the Sarracenia, the pitcher plant, has a couple different functions. It's got the flower and then the pitchers below. Talk about the ecology with pollinators with this plant.
So this is a bumblebee pollinated plant. They actually come in underneath these leaves when they open up, and the flower opens a little more, and then they can get in there and spread the pollen. The pitcher itself, this is a inactive insectivorous plant, meaning it doesn't actually close on anybody like the Venus flytrap. This one has downward pointing hairs and smooth sections inside the pitcher that when the insects get in there, they can't escape. So they fall down to the bottom where there's water, and then they drown, and then they get dissolved by this plant. And that's how the pitcher plant gains its nutrients, from eating insects.
So there's a sticky substance that smells good to pollinators, and they're attracted to that and then make their way in and oftentimes not out.
Absolutely. And also, if you get a close look at the inside of the pitcher, there's lines going down into the pitcher, which is another one of those cues to draw those
nectar guides.
Nectar guides, but not as much nectar as on these beautiful sticky sweet sundews, but it is a trick to the insects that think they're going to get a treat, and there is no treat in there.
Now I see that we're here in summertime, and the soil's very, very wet, but there is no obvious water. Does this varies in terms of the amount of water that's in it from season to season? How does it work?
I do have a liner in here, and this does get watered because it's only about 3 feet deep, but I keep it moist. In nature, the rain will support this, and it'll stay wet all the time.
So it'd probably be very, very wet in the spring and then a bit drier as the summer progresses?
But we keep it wet. We keep watering it to keep that moisture in there. If I let it, it would dry out because it is an artificial system. But it's a great backyard bog is a great product to have on your property and tons of activity, dragonflies, and everybody uses these, so they're really fun.
And beautiful for us.
And very beautiful plant material and unique.
This is Kim Eierman from EcoBeneficial. Thanks for watching. For more useful gardening tips to improve our environment, please visit us at www.ecobeneficial.com.